Have you ever wondered why it's so hard to trust someone, even when they've given you no reason to distrust them? Welcome to the intriguing world of trust, a fundamental ingredient in the recipe of any relationship. Understanding trust can be a complex endeavor. It's like walking a tightrope. Too little of it and you may fall into a chasm of doubt and suspicion. Too much and you risk tumbling into naivety, setting yourself up for potential heartache. So, what exactly is trust? In the context of a relationship, trust is the assured reliance on the character, ability, strength, or truth of someone. It's the confidence that the other person will act in a way that is beneficial, fair, and respectful to you. It's a belief that they will uphold their promises and remain loyal. However, trust is not a monolith. It's more like a delicate crystal, beautiful yet fragile. It takes time to form, yet it can shatter in the blink of an eye. Consequently, maintaining trust in a relationship is a common challenge for many people. Trust, much like a plant, needs to be nurtured. It requires the right conditions to grow and flourish. It needs transparency, honesty, and consistency. It demands mutual respect and understanding. Without these elements, trust can wither and fade, leading to a breakdown in the relationship. But why is trust so important? Because, my friends, without trust, there is no real connection. Without trust, relationships become a battleground of insecurity and fear. Trust is the bedrock of love. It allows vulnerability, fosters intimacy, and paves the way for a deeper emotional connection. It's the backbone that supports the weight of a healthy, thriving relationship. One of the biggest paradoxes of trust is that it's both essential and fragile. It's necessary for a relationship to survive, yet it's so easy to break. And once broken, it's often challenging to repair. Trust isn't something that's simply given, it's earned, and earning it requires consistent effort. So let's delve deeper into this fascinating topic in our next scenes, exploring the building blocks of trust, the art of communication, trust-building actions, and the journey of trust. So how do we start building or rebuilding trust in a relationship? That's the question on everyone's mind. Well, the answer lies in 4 key components: reliability, transparency, integrity, and communication. Let's start with reliability. This is all about being dependable. Can your partner count on you to be there when they need you? Can they trust you to follow through on your promises and commitments? If the answer is a resounding yes, then you're well on your way to building a solid foundation of trust. Next is transparency. This isn't about revealing every single thought or feeling to your partner, but it does involve being open and honest about important aspects of your life. It's about letting your partner see the real you, warts and all. Nothing builds trust faster than authenticity. Then we have integrity. This is about being true to your word and your values. Do you do what you say you will? Do you stand by your principles even when it's hard? Integrity is about consistency between your words and actions. It's about being the same person on the inside as you present on the outside. Finally, there's communication. This one's a biggie. Good communication is the lifeblood of any relationship, and it's particularly important when it comes to trust. Open, honest, and respectful communication allows for understanding, resolution of conflicts, and growth. So there you have it, the 4 key components of trust: reliability, transparency, integrity, and communication. Each of these elements is like a leg on a stool. If one is missing or weak, the stool wobbles, and it's the same with trust. Building trust is not an overnight process. It takes time, effort, and consistent behavior. But by focusing on these 4 components, you can start to create a solid foundation of trust in your relationship. Remember, trust is like a 4-legged stool. Remove one leg and the whole thing wobbles. Keep all 4 legs strong and sturdy, and you'll have a trust that can withstand any storm. Let's delve deeper into one of these components: communication. Why is it so crucial? Well, communication is the bedrock upon which trust is built. It's the exchange of thoughts, ideas, and feelings that allows 2 people to truly understand each other. When communication is open, honest, and consistent, it fosters a sense of security and predictability. It's like a bridge that connects 2 islands, allowing for safe passage and exchange, fostering a sense of trust and dependability. Consider this: you're more likely to trust someone who communicates clearly and honestly with you, aren't you? Someone who doesn't leave you guessing or in the dark about their thoughts and feelings? That's because clarity and honesty in communication eliminate ambiguity and uncertainty, 2 major enemies of trust. Now let's talk about tips on how to improve communication. First, strive to be an active listener. This means not only hearing the words that your partner is saying, but understanding the feelings and emotions behind them. It's about giving your full attention, showing empathy, and responding in a way that makes the other person feel heard and understood. Second, express your feelings and thoughts openly. This isn't always easy, especially if you're not used to it. But remember, openness breeds trust. When you share your inner world, you're inviting your partner into it, showing them that you trust them with your thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Third, be consistent in your communication. Consistency creates predictability, and predictability breeds trust. So, make it a point to communicate regularly. It could be daily catch-ups, weekly date nights, or even text messages throughout the day. The key is to keep the lines of communication open and flowing. And finally, remember that good communication is a two-way street. It's as much about expressing yourself as it is about understanding and empathizing with the other person. It's a dance, a give and take, that when done right, can build a strong foundation of trust in any relationship. Good communication is the lifeline of trust. Keep it flowing. But what actions can we take to demonstrate reliability, transparency, and integrity? Trust is an invisible bridge, built with actions that convey the essence of our character. It's not about grand gestures, but more about the small, consistent actions that happen every day. Let's start with keeping promises. Sounds simple, doesn't it? But how many times have we been guilty of breaking a promise, of failing to deliver on our word? Every promise kept, no matter how small, fortifies the foundation of trust. So, make a conscious on a planned date night or returning a borrowed book on time. Next, let's talk about admitting mistakes. Nobody's perfect, and we all make mistakes. However, admitting them is a whole different ballgame. It requires humility, courage, and a willingness to be vulnerable. When you admit your mistakes, you demonstrate honesty and show that you value the relationship more than your ego. So the next time you make a mistake, own up to it. It might be uncomfortable, but it's a trust-building action that's worth the discomfort. Then, there's truthfulness, even when it's hard. Everyone loves to hear the sweet parts, but sometimes the truth can be bitter. However, being truthful, even when it's difficult, is a testament to your integrity. It says, I respect you enough to tell you the truth. Remember, it's not just about telling the truth, but about telling it with kindness and empathy. Now, let's not forget about reliability. Being someone others can count on is a powerful way to build trust. It means showing up when you're needed, being consistent in your actions, and proving that you're someone who can be depended upon. So, how can we sum this up? It's quite simple. Trust isn't built overnight. It's a gradual process that requires conscious effort, sincerity, and time. It is admitting your mistakes and being reliable. Don't just say it, show it. Actions are the Building trust is not a one-time event, but a journey. How do we sustain it? This question may seem daunting at first, but it's one that we all grapple with, whether in our personal relationships or professional partnerships. Trust is like a delicate yet resilient plant that requires regular nurturing. It's not enough to simply plant the seed and walk away, hoping for it to grow. It requires consistent care, patience, and understanding. These are the essential ingredients that foster a thriving trust environment. Consistency is key. It's about showing up, time and time again, in the way you promised you would. It's about delivering on your words, proving that you are reliable. Consistency shows the other person that they can count on you, that you are a safe haven in a world full of uncertainties. Patience, on the other hand, is about giving the other person the room to grow, to make mistakes, and to learn from them. It's about understanding that trust building is a process, a journey that takes time. It's about resisting the urge to rush, to demand immediate results, and instead embracing the slow, steady pace at which trust develops. Understanding is about empathy. It's about putting yourself in the other person's shoes, trying to see the world from their perspective. It's about accepting them for who they are, flaws and all, and loving them regardless. But what happens when trust is breached? It's an unfortunate reality that trust breaches do occur. It's how we handle these breaches that truly defines the strength of our trust. Forgiveness plays a crucial role here. It's about letting go of the hurt, the anger, the betrayal, and opening your heart to trust again. Remember, trust is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about two imperfect beings coming together and saying, I trust you. I choose you. Despite the flaws, despite the mistakes, I choose to trust you. Trust is a journey, not a destination. Keep walking, even when the road gets tough. Trust is an ongoing process, a continuous effort, a never-ending journey. And like any journey, it has its ups and downs, its twists and turns, but the beauty of it lies in the journey itself, not the destination. So, keep walking, keep trusting, and keep growing, even when the road gets tough.